Why was it a
which was
criminal?
wrong.
Who
Thankfully, we've
defined?
evolved.
Okay, so incest is because
Incest and homosexuality are not the same ballpark.
why not? Because if the argument is as such, if two consenting adults,
Yeah.
hear me out, just try to reason with me for a moment, see where I'm going.
Your opinion has been arrived to without reason, so I can't apply reason.
No, it is reason, and I'll give you the reasoning for it. I initially said to you, is homosexuality acceptable? You've answered yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I then asked you, is incest acceptable? And you were reticent.
Two separate things.
Okay, it's two separate, but the principle is the same.
No,
how?
they're not,
How? So,
they're not the same principles.
are
mate.
you gonna, just let me make my point. I'll show it to you how the principles are the
You're not
same.
making a point.
But you're not even letting me. That's the thing. You
Go,
need to.
go read some science books.
I think I've read some science books. I've read Darwin's Theory of Evolution. I've read various evolutionary books. I've read quite a bit more than you'd expect. So
I
just,
think you may have applied some confirmation bias while reading that.
I'm not making confirmation bias.
Ethics.
So who
There's
defines
a difference
ethics?
between incest
How?
and homosexuality.
How?
Two men having sex are not they're not related.
Okay, so just say two consenting adults who are both siblings, 18 plus, they agree to have, just say that the lady ties her fallopian tubes. She can't have children. She wants to be with her brother.
Right.
They're not harming anyone. That's the principle, the harm principle is the same. So why wouldn't you...
It's not. No one gets harmed with homosexuality.
But I'm just saying, making the same point.
Can I just say?
So what do you mean no one gets harmed? Did you know 95% of...
Let me speak. If you think homosexuality is the same as incest, I'm going to
Okay,
move on.
nice speaking to you. Thank you.
Alright.
Thank you. So we can see some of the inconsistencies in their thing. These things, homosexuality is perfectly acceptable and legal. It's morally acceptable as well. But when I try to turn it around by saying, what about incest? Because the principle is that if two consenting adults who are not harming anyone want to do as they please, according to homosexuality or LGBTQ, then incest would carry the same definition. So then he would make an argument, well, incest creates possibility of deformity of potential children. Well, in LGBTQ activities, there are 95% more in terms of sexually transmitted diseases than the heterosexual community. And the second point to address from there is the point is if the potential lady wants to tie her fallopian tubes, so there would be no prospect of any children coming which would be affected, then the principle is the same. But he finds one repugnant and not the other. So that seems to be inconsistent, which is what I was trying to get to. We didn't seem to want to speak about it. May Allah guide them, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.